In this video, my friends, we're going to talk about something every senior needs to hear: the hidden dangers at ATMs. Most of us have walked up to one without a second thought, thinking it's just another quick stop to grab a little cash. But the truth is, times have changed, and those machines have become traps for seniors across the United States. Criminals know we use ATMs to get our Social Security checks, our retirement money, or just the cash we like to keep in hand. And because of that, they are targeting us more than anyone else. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop your state or city in the comments below. And if you have any ATM safety tips or experiences of your own, please share them. You never know, your story might save someone else from falling into a trap. Point 1: The hidden dangers around ATMs. Let's start by opening our eyes to what really happens around ATMs these days. For many seniors, an ATM is just a convenient way to take out cash for groceries, church offerings, or a family gift. But for criminals, that same machine is an opportunity. And sadly, the people they look for most often are older adults, because they assume we are less suspicious and easier to distract. One of the biggest dangers comes from something called skimming devices. These are tiny machines that thieves attach to the card slot of an ATM. They're designed to look so real that you can hardly tell the difference. The moment you slide your card in, the skimmer steals your information. Within hours, your entire account could be compromised. The worst part? You may not even know until you check your balance days later. Another danger is hidden cameras. These are so small they can be tucked above the keypad or on the side of the machine. Their job is simple: to catch you punching in your PIN number. Imagine, you think you're alone at the ATM, but someone across the street can see every digit you press. With your card details and your PIN, they have everything they need to drain your money. And then there's something we've all probably experienced: people standing too close. Sometimes it's just another customer, but sometimes it's what's called shoulder surfing. A scammer pretends to wait for their turn, but in reality, they're watching your every move. If they catch a glimpse of your PIN or see you struggling with the machine, they may step in to help. But instead of helping, they use that chance to steal your information or even your card. Finally, we have what's known as cash trapping. Criminals install a device that holds back your cash inside the machine. You see the transaction go through, but no bills come out. Many people think, "Oh, the machine must be broken," and walk away. Minutes later, the scammer comes back, removes the trap, and pockets your money. Point 2: The one mistake seniors often make. Now that you know the kinds of dangers waiting at an ATM, let me tell you about the one mistake that scammers are counting on you to make. It's simple, it's natural, and almost every senior has either done it or thought about doing it when something goes wrong at the machine. That mistake is walking away when your card gets stuck. Picture this: you're standing at the ATM, you insert your card, and suddenly the machine doesn't give it back. You press buttons, you wait, but nothing happens. You start to feel nervous. Maybe you think the machine is broken. Maybe you believe your card has been swallowed and will come back later. So, what do many people do? They sigh, shake their head, and walk away. But here's the hard truth: very often, that stuck card is not an accident at all. Criminals purposely install little traps inside the slot that hold your card in place. They may even be watching from a distance. The moment you walk away, they come back, remove the device, and now they have your card in their hand. Combine that with a stolen PIN from a hidden camera, and they can empty your account before you've even called your bank. Why is this mistake so common among seniors? Because we tend to trust machines. We grew up in a time when banks were reliable, when problems were rare, and when you could leave something behind and it would still be there when you returned. But the world has changed. Criminals now know that many older adults panic in that moment and think, "Well, I'll just call the bank later and it'll be fine." Unfortunately, by the time you call, the damage is already done. The truth is, scammers want you to leave. That's the trap. And once you know this, you can protect yourself. Never walk away if your card is stuck. Stand there and immediately call your bank using the number on the back of another card, or even call 911 if you feel unsafe. Staying put is your best protection, because as long as you're there, the scammer cannot retrieve your card without being caught. Point 3. Why banks never tell you. Now you might be wondering, if these scams are so common, why doesn't my bank warn me about them? That's a fair question, and the answer may surprise you. The truth is, banks often choose to stay quiet because it protects them more than it protects you. First, banks don't want to create fear. If they openly admitted that ATMs are full of risks, many customers, especially seniors, would stop using them. That would mean fewer transactions, less convenience, and less trust in their services. From their point of view, silence is easier than honesty. Second, there's the issue of responsibility. If your card gets stolen or your account is drained, banks will often call it customer negligence. That means they put the blame on you, saying you should have been more careful. If they already warned you about specific scams, it would be harder for them to avoid responsibility. By staying vague, they leave the burden on the customer. Third, the banking industry is huge, and they often see fraud as just another cost of doing business. To them, the losses are numbers on a page. But for you and me, that money is our groceries, our medicine, our rent. What they treat as a small statistic can completely turn a senior's life upside down. There's also another reason: technology is always changing, and scammers are always finding new tricks. Banks can't keep up with every method, and they know warning about one scam today may not cover the next scam tomorrow. So, instead of keeping you fully informed, they keep their advice general: be careful, protect your PIN, report suspicious activity. But that doesn't help much when you're face to face with a machine that has a trap built inside. This is why knowledge becomes your best defense. You cannot depend on banks to tell you everything. You have to look out for yourself, and you have to share this information with others. Because the truth is, the system is not built to protect seniors, it's built to protect itself. Point 4. Your ATM safety checklist. Now that you know the risks and why banks won't warn you, let's focus on what really matters: protecting yourself. The good news is, you don't need fancy technology or special training. By following a few simple steps every time you use an ATM, you can reduce your chances of becoming a victim. Think of this as your personal safety checklist. Step 1. Always cover your PIN. Even if you don't see anyone around, make it a habit to shield the keypad with your hand or body. Those hidden cameras I mentioned earlier? They can't record what they can't see. Covering your PIN is a small act, but it can save your entire account. Step 2. Tug on the card slot before you insert your card. If the slot feels loose or strange, don't use that machine. Skimming devices are often attached over the real card reader, and a quick pull can expose them. Walk away and find another ATM, preferably inside a bank. Step 3. Choose your location wisely. Outdoor ATMs in empty parking lots are the most dangerous. Whenever possible, use ATMs inside a bank branch, supermarket, or well-lit area. Criminals are less likely to target machines where there are cameras, staff, or heavy foot traffic. Step 4. Never accept help from strangers. If someone offers to help while you're struggling, politely decline and stay alert. A real bank employee will never approach you at the ATM. Anyone else could be trying to distract you and steal your information. Step 5. Stay put if your card gets stuck. This is the big one we already talked about. Do not walk away. Call your bank immediately using the number on the back of another card or your phone. If you feel unsafe, call 911. Your presence at the machine prevents the scammer from coming back to grab your card. Step 6. Trust your gut. If something feels off, whether it's the machine, the people around you, or even your own sense of safety, listen to that instinct. It's better to walk away from a suspicious ATM before you insert your card than to risk losing everything. My friends, these steps may sound simple, but together they build a shield around you. Each one adds another layer of protection. And the more consistent you are with these habits, the harder it becomes for scammers to trick you. Point 5. Protecting what you've worked for. My friends, let's pause for a moment and think about what's really at stake here. When we talk about ATM scams, it's not just about money. It's about dignity, independence, and the peace of mind you deserve after a lifetime of hard work. For many seniors, every dollar withdrawn is tied to necessities: the rent, the medicine cabinet, the grocery bag. Losing that to a scammer is more than an inconvenience. It can shake your confidence and leave you feeling vulnerable. But here's the truth I want you to hold on to: you are not powerless. You are not an easy target if you choose to be informed. The same way you've learned lessons through decades of life experience, you can learn to spot danger here too. Every small precaution you take, covering your PIN, checking the card slot, refusing help from strangers, reminds scammers that you are aware, alert, and not someone to mess with. We also need to remember that protecting ourselves is not just about us. It's about protecting our families, our communities, and other seniors who may not know these dangers yet. When you share knowledge, you become a shield for others. Imagine how many people could be spared heartache if just one senior watching this decides to pass the warning along. Banks may not give us the full story. The system may not always be on our side. But that doesn't mean we have to stand unprepared. By staying cautious and practicing these habits, you create your own safety net. And that net is often stronger than anything an institution could provide. So the next time you walk up to an ATM, don't think of it as just a machine. Think of it as a place where you stand in control. You know the tricks, you know the dangers, and you know how to protect yourself. That knowledge is your armor, and no scammer can take it away from you. Remember, you've worked decades to earn your savings. Don't let anyone take that from you in seconds. Stay informed, stay alert, and stay confident. Because at this stage of life, you deserve security more than ever before. Point 6. Extra steps to stay ahead of scammers. We've talked about what to do at the ATM, but protecting yourself doesn't stop there. Scammers may target you at the machine, but they also depend on you being distracted afterward. That's why it's just as important to build habits that keep you safe before and after you withdraw your money. Think of this as your second layer of defense. First, monitor your accounts regularly. Don't wait until the end of the month to look at your statement. With today's technology, you can check your balance by phone, online, or even set up alerts that notify you of every withdrawal. If you notice anything unusual, you can report it immediately, before the scammer drains everything. Second, keep your withdrawal amount small. Many seniors like to take out large sums of cash for convenience. But carrying too much cash puts you at risk, both at the ATM and afterward. Take only what you need for the week or two ahead. This way, even if something happens, the loss is limited. Third, go with a buddy when possible. If you have a spouse, a friend, or even an adult child nearby, make it a routine to use the ATM together. Scammers are far less likely to target someone who isn't alone. And honestly, sometimes just having company makes you feel safer. Fourth, report suspicious ATMs immediately. If you see a machine that looks tampered with, maybe the card slot feels loose, the keypad looks different, or you notice strange wires, don't just walk away. Call your bank and report it. By speaking up, you're not only protecting yourself but also helping protect other seniors who may use that same machine later. Fifth, consider using alternatives when possible. For example, many grocery stores and pharmacies offer cash back when you make a purchase with your debit card. That means you can get cash in a safer, indoor environment without ever touching an outdoor ATM. These may sound like small changes, but together they create a powerful shield around you. Scammers thrive on people being unaware or unprepared. The moment you develop habits like checking your account, keeping withdrawals low, and using safer locations, you're taking away their power. Remember, safety is not about fear, it's about being wise. By adding these extra steps to your routine, you're not just reacting to crime, you're staying one step ahead. And that, my friends, is the kind of security we all deserve at this stage of life. My friends, we've reached the end of this important talk, and I want you to take one thing to heart: your safety matters. You've spent a lifetime working, saving, and planning for these years. You should never have to lose what you've earned because of a scammer hiding behind an ATM. And I ask you to do one more thing: don't keep this to yourself. Share it. Maybe you have a neighbor who still uses cash for groceries, or a church friend who withdraws money for offering, or even a family member who thinks scams only happen to other people. Let them know. A simple conversation could save someone else from falling into the same trap. Your money is more than dollars. It's your security, your choices, your freedom. Scammers want to take that from you, but now you know how to stand firm. You are not powerless. You are informed, prepared, and stronger than they expect. So, as you go about your days, remember this: stay alert, stay safe, and above all, stay independent. You've earned the right to enjoy your life without fear. Protect yourself, and encourage others to do the same. Because when seniors stand together, scammers don't stand a chance. Thank you for listening, my friends. Stay safe, stay wise, and may your hard-earned savings always stay exactly where they belong, with you.